Hi everyone, it's Heidi from Joyful Artistry, and I'm super excited to show you these two journals that I've created recently. I've been so excited to show these. These are covers are made out of quilt scrap that I had purchased. I've created 4 journals. These 2 are completed. I have 2 more to come that are not done yet. Just trying to figure out how I'm going to close them, and I still need to embellish them. You know, not enough hours in the day, right? So this is a traveler size, a traveler's notebook size. This one's smaller. Let me grab my ruler and I can tell you. This one measures, well, if I go down to the, if I go down to the bottom of the lace, this is a 7 by about 5. I added to the cover, I added just this little flower looking doily. This is a old antique yo-yo, old plastic button. And then I took some elastic. Oh, I love this. This is elastic ruffle. I'm like, oh, I can't remember where I bought it. If I did, I'd go back and get a whole bunch more because I love the way this looks. It is not super tight, and I did that on purpose because as whoever purchases, as you add things to it, it's going to get deeper. So you want to have that play so that, you know, as you add things, that you have the room to move that open. And then I just sewed this little glass button on here, and this is a 1 signature. This here, oh, this is so yummy. I love the size of this. I can't even fit it in the whole frame. Making me mad. This one is about 13 inches by 5.5. I added lace all the way around it. This is just 2 inches of fabric. It was ripped. It was on a roll. I found it at, I believe, Goodwill or Savers, which is in New Hampshire, is very similar to Goodwill. Our Savers is. Sorry about that. And then this is a shell button made out of a shell, nice and big and sturdy. I love the size of it. I love how it feels. If you know me, you know I love textures. I love the fluffiness. I love different elements in journals and on journals. I just sewed along the edge this beaded edging I had with these little not pom-poms. It'll come to me. These little guys, tassels. These little tassels. So I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to show the bigger one first. And hopefully you can see everything. This wraps around twice. I gave lots of room for this journal to grow. So if you'll see, can you see? Yep, great. I just sewed this here as a little element. You can put something inside here if you wanted to. I didn't have something small that I liked here, but hey, if this ends up being your journal, I bet you've got something great to go in there. Along here, I sewed a 4-inch wide lace, and then because lace isn't as sturdy as paper, I paper clip my tags in because I don't want them to be flopping around. So we've got a couple little tags for the bottom. This is tags and tags, which I thought would be fun. And here, I'll take these out. And even this one, let me move that out of the way. This is a floral ribbon that I put on here. When I sewed this, I wanted something to kind of, it has an edge on the end of the tie. But this little guy fit in here nicely. And again, I've got a little paper clip to paper clip it in. But, you know, as you fill this up, it will hold more and it'll be a little bit sturdier. And then again, I've got, couple more up there. So you'll see better the lace without all the little pieces in there. Here again, tags and tags, created those. And with my paper clips, I just added a little bit of, this pink is from a sheet. This is cheesecloth. Just tied something on to make it look a little more festive. So I did that with all 3 of these. This just has a little bit of muslin on it. And this has some fabric and some of the cheesecloth. Those. All right. So this is a 1 signature book. This here is, I put tags on tags here. This is all 1. You can write here. You can write your name or the subject of the book. This has, in this journal, I used a lot of batting behind some of the tags. If you can tell, it's almost 3-dimensional. I don't know if you can really tell. I love it. I just love it. So, and I put lined paper on the back. It's 117. So this little tuck spot is, I love in the front. Added, this graph paper, coffee stain paper. This paper is kind of delicate. It's out of an old scrapbook. And when I say old, like from the 80s old. And I put lace on here. I sewed it along the edge. This is an 1889, 1899 old journal, ledger journal. And then this is a vellum flower. If you like vellum flowers, search Amazon for vellum sticker flowers and you'll come up with all kinds. This is out of a calligraphy book. This is coffee stained paper. Little fabric flip on here. I didn't do a long one because I wanted to leave the white space exposed. This is denim off of a pair of jeans I hemmed for my husband because the shortest jeans are still too long for him. And then this is just some fabric. This is an old petticoat. It's a quilted petticoat I purchased at a garage sale. She had more than one, and I wish I had bought all that she had. And then just some rosebud fabric. I love that in here. I love the colors. And this is I don't know the difference between crocheted or tatting, but this was at the bottom of the petticoat. So I've been taking it off and putting bits and pieces in my journals. I love it. I love the look of it. A friend gave me a whole bunch of paper that had computer printouts from the 80s on it. So I thought, hey, I could use that. And it's almost see-through. You can use it as tracing paper, just journal over it. You can collage over that, or you can keep it. I mean, if you're an engineer or like math or anything like that, that's kind of cool. I coffee stained some pink printer paper. Another vellum flower on this old dictionary page. Tissue paper. I love using tissue paper. Here's some computer paper from the old printers that this went in the sides and it helped it to roll out as you were printing. I just, another fluffy paper clip I made with a tag. Added that little tag. Some old lined paper out of a old hardcover journal. This is some music paper, but whoever was playing this, his or her notes are on here. I loved that. So I sewed some pink onto that. This is a just construction paper. This paper came out of a bag of stuff that I bought, and it was something glass was wrapped in it. I ironed it, cut it up, and I've been using it in my journals. some more lined paper, coffee stained paper, ledger paper. So on this one, I took this card with the buttons on it. I wanted to put it in the journal, but I wasn't sure how. I didn't want to stick it down because if you're wanting to write here, it's going to get in the way. So what I thought was I put a grommet in the top of the page, and then I used a ball pin to clip it in, and then it was all floppy, so I didn't like that. So what I did was I just made a little tuck at the bottom, which keeps it in place. So you can see there's a grommet, the ball pin, and then I just added some fabric to the ball pin. I'm excited because that's a new element, something I've not done before. This is just some typing paper here. There's two pieces here. I just realized that. Okay, kids' writing paper. Here's another tuck. So it's a tuck within a tuck. Couple little journaling cards here. They go in the front. And then this tuck has a belly band. I just want to make sure you can see what I'm doing. Okay. Here that's got a couple layers. I've sewn along the outside. And you can journal on the back. And then there's this journaling card that's got the batting on it. And this is not really a muslin. It's an old white fabric that's from, I would probably have to say maybe the 40s, like a little tablecloth. And again, sewed around the outside, sewed around this. I love the roses. Again, that's a vellum flower. And this is out of a German book that I have. Honestly, I like using the foreign language books because I don't have to read all of the pages. I mean, there might be something not great on there, but I don't know that anybody would know that. So here's a light blue printer paper, some lined paper, some green printer paper, more lined paper. I sewed this piece of lace on. You can see where the lace is joined. I loved that. I thought it added character. This is out of a Women's Day catalog from the 1800s. I'm sorry, it's from the 60s with this is the furniture that would have been popular in the 1800s. This is furniture popular in the 1700s. Then this guy, I made a nice pull out here. This is the center of the signature. I have this, a nice little notebook in the middle that I've glued down. You can tear pages out and use it in other areas. You can use this to write on, collage on. There's a tuck here, and I just added some cards, and then I just added just some lined paper. And then on this side, I left it blank to do whatever you wanted with it. And then more lined paper here for writing. And then there's a little tuck behind it, and I added a journaling tag. And now we're into the second half of the signature. This is just notebook paper, 3-ring notebook paper that I coffee stained. This is the vellum envelope that I stuck down. I added another vellum flower here because I love vellum flowers. And then this is an envelope that when you open it, it's got a few little things inside. Made a little tuck on the outside. You could add more to that. A little journaling card. And I added a piece of that fabric in here. Another little journaling card. Okay. More lined paper. Okay. And then I made, so this, the base of this is, let me take this off. And I did it white on white, probably shouldn't have. So the base of this is a little paper bag. And this is a paper bag that there's a restaurant in upstate New York called Shorty's that they put their silverware in here and set them on the table for the customer, and all the silverware is in this bag. And my daughter and my father saved these for me. So I've done a few different things with them. They're super fun. And then there's just a long journaling tag in there. And then I just tucked this beautiful journaling tag here. I love the yellow with the yellow butterfly. Again, sewed some more lace along the edge. Now again, I clipped, I love this. Just clipped a piece of music sheet here that if you write music, you could use it. If not, you can journal on it. You could put it anywhere you want in the journal. Put a little journaling tag on this side of the paper clip. This one I just sewed along the top, not all the way around. This has some yarn on it and some ribbon on that paper clip. Just made a fun little tuck spot. It says Forever Friend. And then just a journaling tag, just sewed along the top. You know, what's nice with something like this that's really plain, you yourself can trim it down. You could take a little section, add it somewhere else. You could put this somewhere else. It just gives it versatile uses. Then I just put a little piece of cardstock here, and then I just added paper. I added some German paper. I added, I'm not sure what language this is. And then some music paper just for journaling. Just, you know, so you've got, collaging. So you've got a little bit of extra to do what you would like in the journal. The tissue paper, the other side of the dictionary page. Again, another vellum flower on here. A little tuck on the calligraphy page. This is out of that calligraphy book. Again, that old ledger from the late 1800s. I made a belly band here. And then I created a notebook that has all kinds of leftovers paper from this journal and other journals. So this, I believe, so this is English speaking. That's from Alice in Wonderland. So just fun. You can add other things to that belly band. That graph paper, which I think is so cool. It's round. This is the other side of the scrapbook paper. Another vellum flower. And then I just added this corner tuck. And then I sewed on some little tabs on these little journaling cards. So, yep. So this is the Traveler's Notebook made out of the oh my goodness, the quilt square that I had purchased. Okay, so there's this one. So now I'm just going to switch and I'm going to show you this one. Let me make sure I'm in the screen. Oh, I am with this one. Maybe move down a little bit so you can see it. Great. So again, this has the little, the quilt from the quilt square there. I told you that this has the antique yo-yo and the antique doily here. When you open it up, this is a ruffle I made out of that pink check sheet. I love the trifold. I'm totally loving that right now. And I go through spurts where I love certain things, and I do things a certain way, but I try to shake it up by using different elements. I have another video where I showed a dresser scarf that I did something very similar to this one. So here's has the batting on it here. This is some of that denim. Put some lined paper on the back. And this is just a little card that came in a paper pack I had. So I made a pocket in the front and a pocket in the back. And again, made it with the batting, batted the batting, and lots of places to journal and tuck little things away. You know, I have friends who have purchased some journals, and one has, you know, little thoughts that she has, and she'll just tuck them in the journal. And another one has scripture that she loves, and so she's been tucking little scriptures that mean a lot to her in her journal. Makes a memory journal too, great memory journal. So I have a nice tuck spot here, some German paper, some dictionary page, and again, that 3-dimensional tag. You can write here, you can journal on the back. Sewed more lace in. Some vellum in this one. More tissue paper, typing paper, music, coffee stained, kids lined paper, nice typing paper. Here on the back of the blue lined paper, I added another fabric flip. This has a piece of the antique petticoat and then the lace that was on that antique petticoat. And I just cut this paper in half. This is, it's graph paper, but it's also like a tracing paper. It's actually kind of cool. Some coffee stained lined paper, coffee stained paper, large graph paper, I guess you would call this. I just put a corner tuck and a couple of little tucks and tags in here, and I just sewed along the top of these and not all the way around. Just something a little different. Some coffee stained pink paper, brown packing paper that probably came out of an Amazon package, antique doily that a friend of mine had given me, vellum sticker, of course. And here I did that new element that I just did for these 2 books, was made the little tuck down here, put a grommet in on the page with a ball pin, just so this can get moved around. And again, the reason I did it, I added this, was because this was so floppy and I didn't like the floppiness of it. So there's some blank music paper. Put a tab on this page. Lots of places to journal, lots of places to collage. Added this flower over the, I love this. I love the way that looks on there. The vellum flower over the dictionary page. Some more of the tissue paper, lined paper. I added some Dick and Jane. I love Dick and Jane. Probably because it reminds me of my childhood. I can tell you, I went to Academy Street School and read Dick and Jane. Lined paper, some brown packing paper. I just thought this ribbon was so cute with the pink roses on it. And with this, I sewed all of the edges on. All the lace is sewn on. I made this little fluff on the top of that with top of that paper clip, and there's a little tab on this journaling tag, and just tucked it in the middle of the journal. Some more wrapping paper from a store, like that you wrap so nothing breaks. Coffee stained paper. And here's the flip out for this one. Oh boy. Okay. And lots of places to journal here. And then a little tuck there. And then in the back, there's a little tuck too. I think this might have been out of screen in the beginning. I'm going to go back and show you what's in there. So just lots of blank places to journal. Here I made, out of all the scrap paper, again, I made a little notebook to tuck in here. So this is in the back. And then in the front, there's a little tuck. I added a little journaling card. So love the yellows. Love the yellows. And a place to write a little message or what's in there. And again, I added some of that antique lace off the petticoat, which I love. Coffee stain lined paper. Here's the other side of Dick and Jane. Just so fun. So lots of unique different papers in here. This is, I did a little side tuck and I added a little journaling card and a piece of German paper. Some more of the vellum, the kids lined paper with a little bit of pink lace on there. Coffee stained, the little doily. Then I added a vellum bag here that's glued down, and then I put a little tag inside of it. And this tag is sewn onto the bigger tag. So you can flip up and write something underneath and kind of hide it if you'd like to. Some more of the pink coffee stain paper, the large graph paper, lined paper, graph paper, all kinds of fun, different kinds of paper in here. Again, added some more music paper or added some more papers to collage in your book. Nice little side tuck, some lace on the bottom. Yeah, just all kinds of different things. You can use this for all, you can use it daily as your daily journal, your to-do list journal, your reminder journal. And then in here, I sewed this doily in and I made a couple of, so it's paper and fabric tags. I love the feel of them. I love using the batting and the different little pieces of fabric here with some lace and a little bit, I think there might be a little bit of cheesecloth there too. And then I'm not sure if this was in the frame before, but this is the back pocket. This is the edge of a sheet. And in there is this little journaling tag and this one. So this has got a lot of room. You can put lots of things in there. So these are my two latest quilt top journals. This one here. Let me tuck that back in. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you could see everything. Thanks for watching and thanks for sticking with me. Have a great day.